So in the beginning of October, while I was in college, I went to go visit some of my online homeboys who I've known for some years, and two of them already been on the channel before.
Through the crack of the door, I seen Anthony get the meanest grip of Richard's cheek.
And I had been telling the bros, let me know if you guys got any addies, because it was like the middle of the first semester and I was bored and I hadn't been to a for real party before, so I was like, just let me know. And finally the bros let me know that they found a little function. I was like, finally, because I was low-key itching to do something new. So I put on the fit, which most of you have seen the shirt already that I had on. It said 2-seater. I had some just, baggy jeans on and my trusty dusty black forces. Now you may be wondering, why was I gonna wear a shirt that says 2-seater on it to a function? No, not because the huzz, and not because it was funny, just because I could. You feel me? Free will type shit. So at the time I was going to school in AZ, because this happened in October, and my homeboys were like an hour and some change away from Phoenix. So I hopped on the road and headed out, and the main group that I would be driving around with and was basically DD for the night for was Eli, AK, Waffle, and April. Now this was just a small part of our group. We were all going with more people too in a different car. So I drove over to Eli's house to pick up Eli and AK, and then after picking up these goobers, we had to go get Waffle and April, and we picked them up. So now we were rolling 5 deep in my truck, right? And then we went on the first of many side quests of this night. So Ricky, Eli's friend, was rolling with this one dude named Jesse. He's important for later. And his car had broke down, so we went to the side of the road with them, and then back to Ricky's house, and then we grouped up with the rest of the group, which was this other dude and this girl. So now we had our full group together in front of Ricky's house. So we headed out to the Addy, which the drive was probably like 10 minutes, maybe more, I don't know. And we pulled up to the function and parked probably like a few houses down. And I could see cars and people and shit. So we all walked up, right? And there was like this dude with a little like security type vest on. He was searching everybody. This is also important for later. That went in, because I think everyone knows that like 98% of parties get shot up, right? So we all get searched and then follow the rest of the people walking to the backyard area. And we go back there, and there's like 3 to 4 groups of like 3 to 4 people just kind of standing around. And they all had these like goofy Halloween decorations up, and we walked over to this like beer pong table and posted up like how the rest of the groups were there. Now this party wasn't even too interesting. Like it was literally for an hour just a bunch of groups of people standing around talking to each other while music played in the background. And I was just chilling, vibing. And most people that walked in looked at me, now not because I was the only black dude here at this point or I looked good or something, but because of my goofy ass shirt. And I thought it was funny because they would walk in, look at me, and then their face would just scrunch up like, what the hell is this dude wearing? Reasonably. But yeah, there was this one dude in a blow up Among Us costume, and he literally said he was actively hotboxing it, so like his little face hole on the suit was just foggy. And then there was this one dude who was talking to Waffle and AK about being there with his main huzz, which I saw him earlier dancing with some girl, and he said the rest of his roster was here or some shit like that. And he was most def crossfaded, bro was chill. And at one point, I don't know, people were saying the cops were driving by, so like half joking, me and AK and a few other people jumped on top of this backyard wall, and we were dead just chorring like, over here cops, we gonna dip and shit like that. And we were laughing, and then this one like girl, like this short little Latina, like walked over from the front and was like, get down, stop playing, get down. And I already know how Latinas be moving, so we got down, and literally like 10 minutes later the same girl started arguing with somebody, and then they all went to the front, and it was like some random drama between people, I don't know. And most people went to the front as well, like followed her to see what was happening. I was just thinking content, you feel me? So we went to the front of the house too, and this girl was arguing with some dude about something or another. I don't even know, bro. I sure as hell didn't care. I was just like, if something crazier than this little argument happens between them, I'm gonna put it in a video, you feel me? So we ended up going back to the backyard and went back to chilling, and at one point it was just me and Eli, and we were like standing like the middle of the backyard area, and this group of girls was just throwing straight eye on each other right behind me and Eli, and we were just kind of standing there talking to each other, and he was like, bro, look behind you. And I just took a quick glance, and they're just going crazy. Now that's just my breakdown of all the interesting things that happened at the party. Now I'm about to get into the main arc of this story. So a little later it was me, Eli, Waffle, AK, and April all kind of standing in that same spot that me and Eli were, and we're at the function, you know what I'm saying, just chilling, talking, and then literally out of nowhere all we hear. How did you feel when our function got shot up that we went to?
Dude, I didn't even like. I was low key too fucked up. I didn't even like my like fear response didn't even go off. Like I genuinely like I heard it go off. And I just like looked up. I don't know, maybe I'm used to it, but I just like just looked up. I looked up at the sky like, ooh. I didn't even like Nah, yeah. Dude, I wasn't even scared. It was just more just like I just looked up and I was like, what the fuck?
And I turned to where the shots came from, right? And saw like smoke in the air from behind the backyard because whoever did it shot into the air. And people were just running around while me and the group were just standing here gaining ore with, I guess, my zero survival instincts. So I see two dudes pull out poles and start walking towards where the shots came from like they were finna do something. I'm just like, what the hell is happening? Because everyone who's back here had to get searched to get back here, right? So like what is going on? And I'm not even exaggerating this bit for the story effect. I'm being dead ass. Just two dudes walking around with poles. So pretty much everyone that was outside the function went into the house, and we were all standing around the house, and I saw a cop car like drive by once or twice, and then that was about it. They didn't like knock on the door or anything, none of that extra shit. And while standing next to this table with everyone else, I was playing eye tag with this one random girl that was like 5 feet away from me, and I was just doing that because I was bored. And then eventually she made eye contact with me too many times and I aborted mission. So after like 10 minutes of everyone standing around inside, the security guard guy from earlier stood in like the entrance of the front of the house, and he started telling me where he was gonna check everybody again for polls, which then I was like, all right, whatever. But now I'm like, why? Because whoever shot up the function was behind the backyard wall, so they were definitely not most likely inside the house right now. And this one dude, the YN from earlier that was on BT, like crashed out and was walking around the room like, why does everybody keep looking at me, bro? And I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at bro, but not because I think he did it. I literally saw him up pole. I was just looking at him because he up pole, you feel me? Like, so he stormed out without even being checked for obvious reasons. But once we all got checked, we decided that we were gonna leave, especially because the vibes were just low-key dead as hell. But before leaving, the first of many side quests of the rest of the night started. So some random drunk girl had apparently locked herself out of her car. So while I was in the car chilling with Eli and April at some points, because they're both just getting in and out of the car, AK joined the group of people that were trying to help this girl get into her car. And I got videos too. So I'm not going to show them actually breaking into the car because YouTube might send me to the shadow realm. But I'll show everything but them breaking into the car with a random rock they found from the ground.
Hey, wait, I have consent. You got consent, bro.
Yeah. Alright, open it. I'll try. Someone trying to reach. Open it.
I got my number.
Wait, try it. You try.
Oh, I got it.
You got it?
So eventually we decided we were going to go find a new function, and Jesse ended up hopping in this car with some like random drunk girls, and we ended up following them around the city for like 2 hours, bro. Yes, 2 hours of random and pointless driving. And at this point, my social battery was like cooked. I'm talking gone. So I was low-key wanting to go back to my sorry ass twin XL dorm room bed, but at the same time I wanted some more content and just to chill with the bros, right? So we went on this goofy ass drive that consisted of 4 dudes singing Juice WRLD while April was listening to us, while we also drove around at 1 a.m. And at one point we stopped and Jesse came up to both the cars and he was talking, and then came over to our car and he asked if we had a charger. Now, me being the cool dude that I am, I gave bro mine, but I thought he meant for him to use it, right? But he walked back over to the car he was rolling with and gave his shit to one of the girls, bro. So now while following them around the city looking for a function, I don't care about that shit no more, bro. I just wanted my charger back. Like, not only was my social battery dangerously low, but I also just want my goddamn charger back. So at one point, the other car with the rest of our group like split off from us. And it was like a quick time event popped up. And it was like, follow the rest of the group to the right or follow the car full of random drunk girls and Jesse. And I followed them, obviously. Like, I'm not losing my charger, bro. So eventually we stopped at a gas station, and I took this as the perfect chance to get my charger back, and I did. And the second I did, I was like, I'm going home. So after following these people back to the same goddamn house where the OG function was at and no one was there, I just took everyone home and started my 1.5-hour drive back to campus, and I got back at like 4 a.m. Yo, so it's kind of been a while. I've never not uploaded this long before. I'm sorry, I'm back. I missed you guys. I love you guys. Back being consistent, I promise. Animations coming out, other things I've been working on too. That's why I've been a little MIA. You all gonna see that soon. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, you probably like these other videos on the screen. So I recommend like clicking on them and type shit, you know what I'm saying?